Hello, students. This is Sherry Peters, career counselor and liaison to the College of Business. And I'm going to discuss cover letters with you today. So what are cover letters? What is this about? What do I include in a cover letter? Those can be questions that are asked very often by students. In most cases, when you're submitting a resume, a cover letter is expected. Some exceptions might be a job fair, or if you've been directed not to provide a cover letter. But if it is optional, make sure that you complete one. So this webinar will give you tips on how you can write that effective cover letter. So let's get started. The format of a cover letter is very different than a resume, and there are some guidelines you want to follow. First of all, you want to keep it to one page and 3 to 4 paragraphs tops. So what that means is if you know the employer that you are submitting it to, you will need to utilize 4 full paragraphs, and the third paragraph is most important, and we're going to discuss that in a little while. The first paragraph should state the purpose for why you are writing this cover letter. It's going to talk about how you believe you're the best candidate for a particular role within an organization. In the middle paragraphs, usually paragraph 2, you are going to summarize your qualifications and highlight your strengths in relation to the position. Number 3, that third paragraph, generally speaking, is going to show your interest, but you need to discuss the company and or the mission statement of the company or something notable about the company. And this is where students continue to talk about themselves on paper, but this is where you can stand out above the other individuals because you need to align yourself with the organization. And then lastly, your closing paragraph, typically the 4th paragraph, you're going to reiterate that you're interested in the organization and showcase appreciation for the opportunity to conduct or to be part of an interview. So this question comes up quite a bit from students. What about email and online resume submission? So if you were handed a business card or if you're emailed directly from an employer and they request that you send the resume, you may in fact want to shorten a cover letter and you'll type it within the body of an email and not as an attachment. In doing so, you're going to be able to showcase your skills in a very concise manner and provide the employer an attached resume. But in doing so, it allows you to showcase again those skills that you have in a short, concise manner. So who should you address the cover letter to? 2 screens ago, we looked at, as you can see here, the address on top, the date, and then the address of the organization. So yours, the date, and the organization. But via email, this isn't something that you will do. You will utilize the person's name and or the title. If you're not sure and it is being sent to a generic email address, perhaps you want to utilize Dear Human Resources Professional or Dear Hiring Manager. Whenever available, use the specific name and address them as such. So let's dig in deeper with the opening paragraph. Now, I will read this out loud and think to yourself, is this a yes or a no for the opening paragraph? Dear Ms. McMillan, while AP is a back office function and its importance can easily be overlooked, the way the process is managed could make or break a company. As a specialist, I ensure efficient processes and workflows. I am confident that my hands-on approach would add value to your AP team. This information here isn't necessarily something that you would add to an opening paragraph. This would be better utilized in your second paragraph to describe your skills and your abilities. So in my opinion, this would be a no for the opening paragraph. Let's move on to the next paragraph. My current day-to-day responsibilities as an AP specialist mirror the job responsibilities outlined in your ad. Now I'm going to stop right here. The next few sentences talk about the position specifically, but it's not describing how you, the individual, have come to learn or have competence in certain areas. So in looking at this, this would also be a no, except for the very first sentence. You want to describe everything that you've done in a concise manner that aligns with the job responsibilities in the advertisement, but you don't just want to add their advertisement into your cover letter. So look at this third paragraph. Throughout my tenure, I have maintained accurate files and documentation, processed invoice and payments on time, and provided first-class service. I'm going to stop there as well. So the first sentence would better be suited in your second paragraph, but you could use it in your third paragraph if the next sentence talks about the organization you're applying to and perhaps their mission statement about their first-class service and about their accurate files and documentation. But if you look further in this third paragraph, it's just talking about this individual's qualifications, but it doesn't mention anything about the organization that they are applying to. So the information here is misplaced and can, again, be added to paragraph 2, which describes your qualifications. And the fourth paragraph, can I schedule a meeting? You can reach me at, and they have the phone number. Thanks for your time. See you. Inappropriate. So you want to ask for action. You want to be humble when you are asking for that action. Instead of, can I schedule a meeting, perhaps it would be, I look forward to a future meeting to discuss the position with you. I can be reached at, and put the phone number and even an email address. I appreciate your time instead of thanks for your time. And you could put sincerely and then your name. So a few adjustments on each of these paragraphs, and hopefully that will give you a good solid foundation for your cover letter. So employers utilize a cover letter oftentimes to measure your writing ability. And one of the core competencies is verbal and written communication. So you do want to spend a good amount of time formulating those cover letters. You also want to demonstrate to the employer why you want to work for them by tailoring your cover letter. Now, for a lot of students, paragraph 1 will change slightly depending on the job position and the organization. Paragraph 2, depending on the specific qualifications that they are looking for, you may or may not change a lot of information. For paragraph 3, you're going to change according to the organization and their mission statement or something that is outstanding about their organization. And then lastly, your fourth paragraph, when you ask for action, that more than likely will stay pretty consistent. So there isn't a lot of change when it comes to a cover letter. So take a look at it. And again, it's important to review those job responsibilities for each and every role that you are applying to. But I caution you, don't write a cover letter for every single employer because some are not requiring it. Again, Keep your cover letter very simple, to the point, and one page only. So let's look at the header for a cover letter. You are going to add on the left side of your cover letter your name, your address, city, state, and telephone number. You can also add an email address if you wish. Then you will place the date underneath your personal address and information. Then the next section will be that organization's individual's name, or in this example, hiring manager. And then the company name, the address, city and state, and zip code. If you are not sure of the exact location of the organization, you can always look up the corporate office and add that information there. Particularly if you're submitting this through online submission, it's going to show that you are aware of the location of the headquarters for the organization. So let's look at this first paragraph example. I like to show examples to students. I read with interest the job posting for the electrical design and analysis engineer 1 position while searching the Boeing company website. As a college graduate with the background and skills you are seeking, I believe I am a strong candidate for the position. This is a really well thought out first paragraph. It doesn't need to be long, but it showcases that this student or this recent graduate has the skills and they believe they're a strong candidate and they know the position and they know it's with Boeing. So let's move on to a second paragraph. This individual, a different cover letter, but I recently received a Bachelor of Science, maybe they want to say degree, in dietetics from, and they give our official name, and they give the date. They talk about their coursework. They talk about specialized software systems, which is important because perhaps the organization is looking for someone who has experience with food processor software and a CPS system. And then this individual talks about how they gain knowledge throughout different stages of the software and the project. So I think this can be useful. Perhaps there's some grammatical changes that I would suggest for the second paragraph, but it's a good example of utilizing the skills that are required potentially for the role that they are applying to. So let's look at the third example. A different cover letter. The opportunity of joining Anaheim School District is exciting because it has long been my dream company to work for. Okay, it's all right, the first sentence, but maybe they could add something. Maybe they attended Anaheim School District, or maybe they know that Anaheim School District has a new venture when it comes to dietetics. But they save themselves here a little bit because they talk about how they're a very passionate individual about application of dietetics to the educational system and the school district in particular. And they do talk about how Anaheim School District is a leader in this particular field. So I believe that it's okay. Again, a little bit of grammatical changes would be useful, especially on their final statement. And then lastly, the fourth paragraph. Here's the example. I believe I can make a valuable contribution to your team and would appreciate the opportunity, and so forth. And what is good about this is the individual is asking for action, not saying, I can make a valuable contribution. It's, I believe I can make a contribution. So take a look at this one for a moment. I hope and look forward to hearing from you. The only thing that I would suggest would be to add a phone number and or an email address so the employer can contact you right away. And then sincerely and the name. And there's a space between sincerely and name because in the event you sign it, you can scan it to yourself and then upload as a PDF. It shows that you're paying particular attention to all aspects of a cover letter. So let's dig in a little bit further. So here is an example of a cover letter. And the first paragraph, again, you want to state the reason for your cover letter, hopefully for a specific position that you're applying to, and the source, how you came about finding the position. It could be through a network, it could be through LinkedIn, it could be through Handshake, it could be because one of your professors gave you the information. However you acquire the knowledge about the position, that's what you want to add in your first sentence. You notice here the second paragraph is a little bit longer than the first, and that is fine, because this needs to demonstrate your own qualifications for the position. Communicate what you can do for the organization as an employee by way of describing, again, your qualifications, your responsibilities, or your experiences that are particularly relevant for the position. I wouldn't utilize every single skill within this second paragraph if it's exactly the same as your resume. You want to find something new or describe it differently on your cover letter. Make the employer excited to continue to look. Make the employer intrigued by your skills so they'll want to take a look at your resume. And then your third paragraph here, you notice here it's a lot shorter than the second paragraph, but this is designed to show interest in the organization. And you want to make sure that the employer knows that you've done a little bit of research about them and that the opportunity to join them is something that you're really interested in because of what it is that the employer is doing. Now, this can be a new project. So in this example, it showcases Boeing. So they're a leader in the field, which they know that, but what else is Boeing on the forefront of developing? Maybe you want to include something like that. Or maybe it's about sustainability, or maybe an organization has a whole philanthropy division, such as Ross. And by utilizing that, utilizing what you're passionate about or what you have experience in, and putting that together with what the company stands for, that's going to show that you did research. And it's also going to prove to the employer that you are interested in the role and interested in the company. And then in the final paragraph, or the fourth paragraph, you ask for action. Again, here it says, I believe I can make a valuable contribution. And be positive with your attitude and hopeful for that interview. So as we wrap up here are some tips for success. Your cover letter should complement your resume. Duplicate the header as far as information. What's on your resume should be the same font size and style on your cover letter as well. Customize your cover letter to fit each job that you're applying to. A form letter does not create a positive impression. And before writing your cover letter, review the job posting. Look at those qualifications that you possess and those which show that you are a match because of the requirements you found within the job description. Always be factual and do not misrepresent your qualifications in any way. Show confidence and take a proactive approach. I look forward to hearing from you soon, rather than I hope to hear from you. So I look forward to hearing from you soon shows confidence. Make sure to spell check and review your letter, but better yet, have someone else review your letter Other people can find those mistakes, and the Career Center can help with that during drop-in advising hours. Sign your letter before you send it, if at all possible. If it's not possible to print it, sign it, scan it, and then upload it, then just type out your name at the bottom of the cover letter. And keep copies of your cover letters, your resume, and other documents so you can refer back to them when you're contacted for an interview. And you can have your cover letter in front of you, especially if it's an initial phone interview with the employer. Again, I want to focus momentarily here on the Career Center website, www.cpp.edu/career. On our home page, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the word handshake. You will log in utilizing your Bronco name and password. Once in your handshake account, as you see on the screen on the bottom right-hand corner, you will see different tabs for jobs, events, messages, and so forth. Under the Career Center tab, there's appointments as a selection. If you click onto that, you can then schedule an appointment with either myself or one of the other career counselors. You toggle back and forth by week. When there are available appointments, you will see the date highlighted. Click onto that, and then you will be able to select the time that you'd like to meet. You can also use the drop-down under appointments to find one specific counselor if you wish to do so. Under the events section, you will be able to see information sessions from employers, public relation tables, different workshops that we host, as well as any upcoming career fairs. And the job section will showcase on-campus jobs, off-campus, part-time, internships, volunteer work, and full-time positions. Under your name, you can upload as many documents as you wish and name each one as is needed. I am in the College of Business on Tuesdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and on Wednesdays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm located in one of the study rooms in Building 163, Room 1024. My email address, crpeters@cpp.edu. Should you wish to stop by the Career Center, our office is located in Building 97, Room 100, under the campus marketplace. Our generic email is career@cpp.edu. Hope to see all of you in the Career Center or in the College of Business during my drop-in hours. I'm happy to help, and thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.